we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and ho boy, do we have a lot to talk about here. So, Super Vegeta is confirmed in-game as being the next Dokkan Festival exclusive that is going to be coming to Dokkan. This does make sense with the, V-Jump scan as well, which shows that we're going to be getting a legendary Vegeta event. So it does make sense. Now, there's a lot to sort of unpack here. Because again, like we had heard leaks that like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was going to be Worldwide Download Celebration. I would say that is very seemingly not the case now because of the fact that Super Vegeta is the Dokkan Fest right here. For the last several years, the last Dokkan Fest has directly led into the Worldwide Download Celebration. So I would assume that whatever is coming has got some big tie right here to Super Vegeta, right? Like Super Vegeta is going to have a big link to whatever is coming. I have a few options we potentially could discuss, right? Cell, Gohan, Goku. I think like a dual Dokkan Fest potentially with them is very likely. I mean, if they drop an LR Cell, like an LR Perfect Cell from his Kamehameha Clash with Gohan, that would be like really good actually, because then that int LR Cell is still really good. If you could then combo the two of them on all of those teams together, I mean, that would be massive for like a lot of those villain teams. So that would be very, very interesting if that was going to be the case, right? Again, we'll get to that in a second. So I've got some videos here that I have made in the past, right? So first we have this video right here. This was the initial video I made talking about the fusing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the transforming Sin into Omega Shenron coming for the download celebration, right? Now, I talked with the guy who had sort of like, I guess been the one that was doing these leaks. This Daleks of Scaro guy right here. This is the guy, Cody the Dumbass. I talked with him. He explained some things about it, right? He told me some of the characters that were coming. He mentioned a lot of stuff, right? Like, eventually he was talking about what the heroes units were, the LR for the Worldwide Download Celebration, many different aspects of it, right? So I chose to make a video on this, and it was kind of like, we don't have this for sure, but it does seem very realistic to me, very possible, right? Because, again, that's the other thing that's keyword, very realistic. With Dokkan, having a, global NJP celebration that was GT earlier this year, it would stand to reason that they would be building up towards another big GT celebration, right? So worldwide, very likely being either movies or GT was, again, just very, very likely. Now, then we have I Seriously here, who is, one of the French data miners. We know I Seriously as being very credible, very, very reliable, right? And I seriously had sort of kind of just like made this tweet right here. This was a poll, just like pitting like French rappers against each other, I believe is what it was. And I seriously said that if this certain rapper won the poll, Damso right here, that he would leak who the next JP Dokkan Fest was going to be. And, the next JP Dokkan Fest that he said it was going to be is right here, Baby, right? But now we know that it's actually Super Vegeta that is going to be coming and not Baby. Now, I Seriously has always been correct with all the leaks he said, right? Coming from the French community. Now, 100%, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, this guy right here, Team Dokkaner, has, I don't know what exactly it is, a source at Akatsuki, or he has access to test server or something, right? But this guy is 100% legit, and there is no question about that, right? Like, the whole PowerPoint presentation that showed, like, LR Goku and Frieza, and the transforming Goku and transforming Frieza, all of these things, that all directly comes here from Team Dokkaner, right? So I think a lot of the times when I Seriously was giving us correct leaks, right? I believe the last one I remember, I Seriously gave us info was Broly. That Broly was going to be coming for Saiyan Day. Broly definitely is like an obvious answer, because that's the thing with like these leaks, right? Is that like a lot of people could just toss out something that's like super obvious, right? Like, Broly's coming for Saiyan Day. It's like, well, yeah, dude, Broly is a fairly obvious pick, right? And that's the thing here with Cody talking about Gogeta and stuff like that, is that like this is a fairly obvious pick. Like honestly, like this is probably what I would say is coming for Worldwide Download Celebration prior to this, without like any leaks or anything like that. Because I felt like we were probably gonna get a dual Dokkan Fest with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then probably one with Blue Gogeta and Broly. I felt like the Blue Gogeta Broly makes more sense as Anniversary, so I would think Gogeta and Omega for Worldwide, and then Blue Gogeta and Broly for Anniversary makes a ton of sense to me, right? Like I was saying, I thought that Gogeta was very likely to be Tanabata, because I thought Gogeta, you know, as the counterpart to STR Vegeto, I kept like, there's no way they're going to wait that long before they drop that unit, right? Because they're like kind of like a pairing of units. So like, you know, I was thinking that, oh, coming for Tanabata, might be coming for New Year's, right? Like I was constantly thinking that. And then it finally does come, like just because, oh, I was right. Like I knew. It's like, well, no, that's just like a guess, right? Like sort of a lucky guess. Now, I'm sort of getting sidetracked, stuff like that. But basically, Team Dokkan, right? When he leaks stuff, it's legit. And I feel like a lot of the previous info that I seriously has talked about before has been directly coming from Team Dokkan. I think a lot of the info that Kawhi has given us before, another reliable source, has been from Team Dokkan. I believe the reason that I seriously was not correct this time is because his source was this guy Cody, right? Now, I should add in, make sure you guys don't attack this guy. Like, I feel like it is important for me to make a video sort of, like, talking about all this, especially since I've done multiple videos already sort of discussing, like this whole, I guess, like, circus of leaks, but please don't attack the guy, right? Like, at this point, with this Cody guy, I think the best thing to do is just ignore him, honestly. Like, that's it. Like, he just seemingly wants, like, clout from all this stuff is just my assumption, right? Now, again, with my talks with Cody, it was fairly obvious to me with info he showed me, screenshots he showed me, that he was the source of I Seriously saying Baby was coming, right? Now, then that also takes us to this as well right here, which was, this was last year, right? This whole thing popped up about, like, an Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? Like coming and stuff like that. It was all bullshit at the time, right? And then Carrie, sort of confirmed that, like, this was all just sort of, like, garbage right here, right? This, like, that whole, like Evolution Blue Vegeta thing from last year, it was this guy Cody, and it was just, like a hoax, right? So, it's just, like, we have, like, a lot of evidence, a lot of these different situations to go on. When it comes to leaks and stuff like that, it's very important to take a lot of this with a grain of salt at this point. It's just like I was saying, like last year, throughout this video, I repeatedly say in this video, like, there's no such thing as leaks and stuff like that. It's like Team Dokkan and the French data miners, their shit is super legit, right? But, like, other leaks and stuff like that doesn't really seem to exist anymore. It's not the days when, like, Renzi back in, like, 2017 actually did get access to, like, the test server, and he was able to get images of Gogeta and Omega and all this stuff before it came. Seems like Akatsuki has tightened all of that up, and that stuff doesn't really exist. That's why I don't know what exactly Team Dokkan is, but he has got legit info, and time again, he has proven himself as real, right? So definitely make sure to be very careful with, like, leaks and stuff coming. Again, I would assume moving forward, if I Seriously says something, it's going to be legit, because he's not going to take it from, like, a faulty source next time, right? Again, like Team Dokkan's got the correct info, but, like, Cody, me, like, Air Dokkan is another popular, like, sort of, like, Twitter guy. Like, none of us, like, know what's actually coming. I mean, there's been a couple of times where I've known some stuff, but, like, I usually don't hint at it, right? If there is something I do know, because, I mean, well, there's obviously obvious reason for that. But, like, people don't really know what's coming like that, right? Besides, I would say Team Dokkan. Team Dokkan actually, again, I don't know. I don't know what Team Dokkan it is, but whatever it is, that boy has got the actual inside scoops. So I feel like that pretty much covers everything I needed to talk about, right? So basically, like, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Omega, it's all BS, right? There's been a lot of circus, you know, Garlic, like, people say, oh, Garlic Jr., you know, is confirmed to be a Dokkan Fest and stuff like that. Like, Cody was saying that before. Like, a lot of this stuff is just not true, right? So we really should be very mindful in the future of like leaks and stuff like that if it's not coming from Team Dokkan. And that goes for me too. But I did think when making this video, I felt like this would be good to do because it's going to do one of two things. It's going to establish this guy Cody as a legitimate leaker who, you know, has, for whatever reason, he's got some inside source or some inside knowledge, or it's going to prove that he's like a fraud and not actually legit, right? And that's what that is. Oh, one last thing I should mention. A lot of people did point out to, maybe I should grab a screenshot of this real fast before we end the video. But a lot of people did point out that this guy Cody was talking about Janemba before he came, right? And I believe I could get a screenshot of that if you can give me 2 seconds. But again, the thing with Janemba is that Janemba is not like Janemba in part 2 of the Gogeta celebration. Like, no one could have seen that coming, dude. Like, come on, right? Like, that is like the most obvious thing ever. And at this point, there's only so many like attacks and stuff that these characters are doing, right? So it's this right here. Dokkan Assets just basically saying he didn't think that Cody lied. And then it's like Cody had put this right here, right? On June 28th. You could see like this is weeks, right? Before LR Janemba came out. But it's like, dude, like a lot of these guys are tweeting out all types of images all over the place, right? Like it's not just like some one shit like this. So I don't know, man. It's pretty clear to me that all of this is BS, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't really go too crazy, right? Moving forward when it comes to leaks and stuff like that. Again, I'm going to tell you guys, definitely don't attack the guy or anything like that. Just like when he starts talking about stuff coming up in the future, I would just not take it seriously because it's clear the guy does not have sources or leaks or anything like that. He's just, you know, throwing out shotgun guesses. And it's like, oh, this time was correct. Look at me. I'm a real leaker. But what about the 7 other times everything else was BS, right? And it's like, as far as I've heard, right, from the inner workings of stuff, they don't have the time to just like swap their release schedule all over the place based off some randoms on Twitter, you know, tweeting out pictures. And oh, so now like this major corporation, we're changing our release schedule drastically. Like I think a lot of this stuff is in place way ahead of time, leading up to these major celebrations and stuff like that. So it's not like, oh, baby was coming, but it was leaked, so now we're just going to slide Super Vegeta in and said, no, that's not how it works. Especially because this Dokkan Fest is leading directly into the worldwide download celebration, right? So, Super Vegeta coming, Baby, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Omega, I would say with certainty are not coming within the next month, right? Not for worldwide download celebration or anything like that. And the other thing, too, is like a Baby, there is going to be a Dokkan Fest Baby. He's the only major villain in GT without a Dokkan event, right? He also doesn't, like, he's underrepresented in the game. He has 1 million forms and 1 million category teams. Yeah, there's going to be a Dokkan Fest Baby coming. But guess what? The leak was that Baby was coming now, and he's not coming now. So if Baby comes in November, that doesn't mean, oh, the leaks were actually right. No, because again, a Baby is coming in the future, right? Just like Super Vegeta eventually was going to get a summonable LR or a Dokkan Fest, right? A lot of these major characters that have not been represented yet, of course, they're going to get major representation, right? Like a transforming Sin into Omega is going to happen because, you know, him absorbing the Dragon Balls and stuff like that, like that's an animation they're going to want to get in the game. Goku and Vegeta fusing into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to happen at some point because that's an animation they want to get in the game. It's just that when it does happen, no one had like, you know, oh, the advanced knowledge of the shit coming, right? That was not the case. So that sort of puts a bow on the whole situation, which is good. I mean, again, we learned that basically the only, I guess, like true data miner, well, I always called them the French data miners, but I mean, that's just for lack of understanding. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I would almost say it's more likely that Team Dokkan has got like a source at Akatsuki than anything, because his info has been too on point, right? That's why, again, when I seriously tweeted out Baby, we're just all like, oh, yep, Baby. That's official confirmation, because they've never been wrong before. But again, I think I seriously was just sort of deceived by this Cody guy. So let me know what you guys think. again, I'm going to be big mad if anyone messes with him. Just, again, my advice is just like, let's ignore the stuff. You know, all the leaks. We now know Super Vegeta's coming. I'd much rather listen to Vegeta fans celebrating their W than focusing too much on, like, leaks and stuff like that. But I felt like I did have to make this video, especially because I'm coming off of the heels of 2 big videos where it's like, baby confirmed! But it's like, he's not actually confirmed, right? Baby ain't coming. Oh, major leak! Except it's not actually a major leak. The shit ain't coming. So I feel like I definitely did have to make this follow-up video right here. So let me know what you guys think of everything. Again, I am pretty excited about Vegeta coming. I also do think, again, the Worldwide Down Celebration is very likely to be Cell games again, dude, is the way I'm feeling. Like, I think a perfect Cell, because the last one that came out was in 2016. This guy came out, right? And then we could either get another Gohan. I know, but yeah, dude, for real. We could walk out of here with another Gohan, or they could give us, like, the infamous Bye Guys Goku we've been waiting on, right? Yeah, like, they could give us, like a instant transmission Kamehameha Goku, right? Remember that a lot of these Super Saiyan 2 Gohans, like this guy, remember that they need a strong Super Saiyan Goku, right, in order to be built up. So some sort of, like, Super Saiyan Goku that's like a crazy support type unit would be very good. But I think something between the trio of Gohan, Goku, and Cell from the Cell games is probably what we're going to see as the Worldwide Download Celebration. But again, we'll see, right? It's hard to say. I think whatever it is related to Super Vegeta in some manner. But, you know, we literally just had Cell. Like, Cell and Gohan are still good, right? Like this Int LR Cell is still really good. He just needs a better Cell to work alongside him. And this Gohan can still be really, really good as well. So that's the thing about these two, is like they might be dropping new versions of them basically without the old versions even being replaced yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So let me know what you guys think on all of the hilarity. Again, it's going to be a fun next couple weeks in the Dokkan community. Again, my advice would be not to take this stuff too serious, right? A lot of the times, like, I'm having these back and forths on Twitter and stuff like that, and I'm laughing most of the time, man. Try not to get too upset at a lot of the funniness that's going on. So again, that's it. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.